I will give a high-level description of how we build our question answering system. There are two tasks. The first task takes a Wikipedia article and insert the end and return the top and best question. The second task takes a Wikipedia article, a question file, and for each question we find the best answer. And by best, I mean fluent in grammar, correct, that has to be checked by human, concise, does not contain redundant information like prepositional phrases. There are two approaches, syntactic approach or semantic approach. Semantics approach is computationally difficult and implementationally hard. The closest thing that we have is pronoun transformation, which you see here. We transform the pronoun he and his into Albert and Alberts. Three types of question. First one, binary. Finding the verb and find the noun phrase. Swap the position, we get binary question. Compound question, which requires more work. We find the verb, find its corresponding auxiliary verb, placing it ahead, and convert the verb into original form, likes into like. Transforming adjective makes the question more difficult. We use part of speech to identify where the adjectives are and randomly replace them with synonyms or antonyms to make the question more difficult. This is an example. Is Ted a good person? Is Ted a bad person? That's one possible transformation using antonym replacements. Is Ted a respectful person? They have similar meaning, good and respectful, and that's how we make the questions more difficult. WH questions. Wikipedia article, tokenize it into sentence, pass it into pronoun transformation, generate binary questions, and from binary questions, we use name entity recognition and parse tree to try out different WH question generations. In the end, we will build this dictionary with label being the WH label and the value being a list of questions corresponding to that WH type. How to prioritize which type of question we return first. If we can generate 2,000 type of questions from a wiki article and we only want to return the top 10, which top 10 should we choose? It relies on distribution, and we find the type of question, the WHY, the Y type of question is more rare than where and when, than what and who, than binary. So we will return the most rare cases first, and then the less rare type of question next. Sorry for jumping ahead. Let's see where we are. Okay. So the second task is to create the answer system. For the answer system, here is the flowchart. Take a Wikipedia question file, tokenize it, use Levenstein distance to find the most relevant sentence from this list of sentences from the Wikipedia article. We find the label to decide what type of question it is, and use back engineer. We basically back engineer our algorithm to find where that answer lies. So let me give one example, a simple example of how we answer binary questions. This is the question. This is the most relevant sentence that we have from the Wikipedia article. So we find the most relevant sentence first, and here's the sentence. We get the negation word. We want to check if the sentence contains negation word or not. So at the very beginning, the switch would be yes. We find the negation word. We flip that switch from yes to no. So now we have a no. Then we convert this sentence without that negation word into a binary question, comparing these two questions, and location-wise, we check if they have any antonyms or synonyms. If they have synonyms, we don't do anything. If they have antonyms, we basically flip the switch again. So because at the beginning we have yes, we saw a negation, we flipped that yes to no, and because we saw an antonym, we flipped that no to yes. So here is how we get the answer. Two things we want to do in the future: inter-sentence semantics reasoning. Here is an example. Our current program is only be able to generate to answer with because of such goal. Why did they study days and nights? Because of such goal. But we don't know what that goal is. To answer that question requires looking one question or several questions ahead. Another thing that we really should have done is a conjunction phrase breakdown. He likes her and he buys her flower should be broken down into he likes her and the sentence he buys her flowers. So that's it. That's it for projects, and I hope it gives you a good overview of what we have done and how would you be able to address a question answering system. Thank you for your attention.